Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the stream here. Ryan Faloona for the Benzinga Pro team, and I am here with Jonathan Mallard. Jonathan, how you doing on this fine Tuesday?
I'm doing great, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I'd be doing better if you smash that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. Also, go ahead, like and comment. The comments also help us out as well. So, Jonathan, I think what we're going to talk about today is, of course, the topic du jour, Dogecoin, right? Every Doge has its day, and it seems like Dogecoin has had several of them recently. Thing is just an absolute monster. What's real interesting, just looking at the quick chart here that the producer pulled up here, we had what looked like kind of a formation of a cup and handle here, and what's so crazy about this to me is that this started off as like a super low priced joke meme coin, and all of a sudden it seems to be taking the world by storm. I mean, do people not involved in the markets and trading ask you about Dogecoin like they do for me, or they like to do with me?
For sure. And let me know. Someone was commenting that my sound is bad. Hopefully it's better now. But
fine,
yeah, my neighbor told me he owned 50,000 Dogecoin, like, I don't know, 2 months ago. And then he sold it. And he's like, man, it would have been worth 25K or whatever. So this is someone who doesn't trade on a regular basis, but owned 50,000 and then got rid of it a little early before this recent pop.
Yeah, I mean, see, here's the thing. When you have a play like this, I'm not really sure where to sell, right? That's actually the hardest thing in this particular trade. I mean, if you bought this at 4 cents or 6 cents and you're up at 30 here, you're up multiple hundreds of percent. It seems like the momentum is just completely crazy. But what happens is that momentum just dries up, and all of a sudden this thing's going to crater. So the question really is here is when is the run over, and when are we actually going to get out of this trade? Now, I actually didn't buy Dogecoin. Shame on me. And you know what? I'm a little embarrassed about it. The reason is because when I was first told about Dogecoin, what I did is I went to Coinbase and I was like, I'm going to buy some. I'm going to buy $100 worth. What the hell? And Coinbase doesn't sell it. And as a result, I kind of just forgot about it. And then everyone else, everyone that was using Webull and Robinhood, and they were all, buying it up, and they're telling me about their 600-700% gain. It's just absolute monster here. The big thing about Dogecoin is I'm pretty sure that they're mining and printing new coins. So I think that eventually, this euphoric run that we have is going to end in pain. Just my 2 cents, certainly not trading advice. Are there any other, Spencer? What are your thoughts on Dogecoin? Are you long? Are you looking for another top? What's the next move here?
Oh, it's easier for me to talk about it, right? Because I'm not in it, right? Same as you. It's
exactly.
It's easy for the outsiders to talk a big game because we have no skin in the game. That being said, if I did own Doge, what did I say? Doge, doggy. I knowing myself, I would have sold it long ago anyway. If by some miracle I was still in it, I would have like a tight stop, just like I do with my stocks, right? Like there is no way I would ride this thing down to 20 cents. No way. Like.
Well, see here's the thing. I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I would have done exactly the same thing if I was in your shoes, Spencer. And again, it's easy for me to talk about it not having a position. Right. Here's the thing. When this thing hit like 26 cents and pulled back a little bit, I know myself. I would have been out then, right? So I wouldn't have even been here for the break of 30 and the trading up to what, 40, I think was the high. Did we hit 40?
Oh, we hit like 44.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would admit, even if I was in this, just because of some of the rules that I have for trading this, I would not have been in for this last monstrous run. So now what I'm wondering is, do we actually like pull back to some type of support level and have a next leg up? Or do we actually come all the way back down to single digits, or maybe even 10 cents? That's kind of what I'm grappling with, because even when you have runs like this, even when in this case, the coin, I almost called it a stock, even when the coin carves out a range, I still want to trade within that range. And I feel like there might still be an opportunity here. I just have no idea how to peg it.
Right. And so I would have sold, what day was this? The 17th. Was that for, what day was that? Saturday? I would have sold it on this big signal, right? If I somehow was still in it all this time, I would have sold it here. And the second thing, oh, I just forgot what I was going to say.
Well, we'll see. No. So just from a strategy perspective, I want to finish that off because just from a strategy perspective, on Friday, all right, Friday, like in like the evening, we really start to spike, right? And we put in a high. I think it was what I'm looking at the chart here. It's about 37 cents. Looks like was about the high there, right? And then on Saturday, to your point, the 17th, we pulled all the way back down to like 25 cents. There's no way that I would have actually stayed in that trade. Now, playing it for a bounce, right? We kind of, what looks like we bottom out right around 25.69, and we kind of reverse course there. Even that reversal is messy on the way up. So not only would I not have been in for the bigger leg, but I probably wouldn't have bought the bounce, or I probably would have bought it when we actually crossed the recent high of 36. So I mean, I even if I was even if I traded this early, I would have missed some of the big moves here. I still think we're going to come back in and try to bounce. Just from looking at the chart, that's what my gut tells me. Still, full disclosure, no position at the same.
Two things that jump out to me though, real fast, and then we'll move on from this. But one, for the moment, we have an inside day, right? For now, meaning the range for the day for today is within yesterday's range. Second thing is volume declining. Both of those, so the volume declining trend suggests no further upside. The inside day suggests consolidation. Neither suggests more upside. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Do these? Is today actually going to be an inside day or not? And you know, obviously today is young, but if these trends hold up, I would be watching very carefully.
Internally, I have renamed this coin Musk coin. So like the only reason I didn't get in on this before was because I was like, okay, so when's the negative tweet from Elon? And so to me, like people are talking about how it's a slot machine. It's like, yeah, it was a gamble. It was a smart gamble because anything that Elon touches turns to gold. But then you don't know when the hammer's going to drop and he's going to say, oh, yeah, I moved on to this next thing or whatever. To me, this is purely based off of Elon Musk.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, Jonathan, and I'm with you. And you know what? That also is your momentum catalyst, right? Look at the size of those green candles that Spencer has pulled up here. That is the Elon Musk effect that you're talking about right there. And I agree. I believe it was Joanna saying this is a slot machine. Totally agree with that. Chef Rami, my sentiments exactly. I totally agree. And it says, all my YOLO pals are laughing all the way to the bank. Me too. One of my friends that bought this at 6 cents, I said the coin was probably not that great. He's like, hey, how's that coin looking? I'm selling this out around 40. I'm like, well, hey, you got the win there. So I agree. Total slot machine. We'll see what happens. I mean, if you're going to play it for a bounce here, just be safe, right? Don't go too big in size.
And we are working on getting more crypto data inside of Benzinga Pro. I'll admit that right now it is a little lacking there, or a lot lacking actually. So we are working on that to hopefully get that in soon. But this is a good case for different types of news items too. So you get a tweet from Elon Musk, and it's going to move the stock or the coin, and you want to know about it. But that's very different from something that's fundamental. Something, you know, if we're talking about crypto, if I'm talking to our colleague John G, and he's talking about the benefits of Ethereum and the gas and all of the technology that is going into these Ethereum based technologies or Bitcoin or whatever, that's almost like it is a fundamental difference there between that and just hype, basically, of something being valuable just because everybody's getting into it.
Yeah, you know, to your point, Jonathan, there were some headlines about that, right? I believe the Dallas Mavericks now accept Dogecoin as payment. It looks like there was another comment here in the chat. Nobody has to report Dogecoin positions yet. Good, really good point. And I think that as you start seeing more of that utility come out, it'll be interesting to see what the staying power here is, right? Because again, Coin created as a joke. Yes, it got the Musk effect. Yes, other businesses are deciding to take it. I believe the Mavericks also own some as well. So it'll be interesting. I see another comment in here. Newegg looks like Newegg might actually be taking this. So this is going to be part of the crypto expansion, right? As crypto in general is adopted, some coins are going to win out. Some coins are going to lose out. And along the way, there's going to be headlines and people that promote or support different coins that's going to cause them to move. And it's going to be our job then as traders to kind of take advantage of that. My whole angle with Bitcoin was to actually just own the coin for the long haul. And what I did is I stuck with Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of those larger coins that we were discussing, some of the utility for this. Every time John G speaks about Ethereum, I get more and more excited. I can't help it, Jonathan. It's just, it is what it is. I do think that there's going to be a substantial market for this in the future.
Hey, wait,
awesome.
Can I tell you about my new game that I want to try? So John G.
I like games.
Yeah, John G is a senior developer at Benzinga, and there's a game I want to start playing. Actually, it's already started. I don't know if John G is here. I hope he can't hear this. The game is talk to John G about anything you want and see how long you get in the conversation before John G inevitably pivots it to blockchain, crypto, or NFTs. One of those three things. So far, I've found generally within the 3 to 4 minute mark is when the conversation will inevitably shift. So if I want you both to play next time you talk to John G, remember this game and report back with your times.
All right.
I will try. Just a word of warning, Spencer. It's going to be tough for me to play this game because one of the things that I go to John G for is for crypto. So I'm going to look like I'm doing something that not normal by being like, hey, so how are the Lions or how's the weather? It's not going to work the same.
No. Let's redo it. He just went away. He was in Tampa. So just ask him about his trip.
And there we go. You're giving me the insight. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back to enough about that. Let's go back to the Pro.
So we spent most of this segment talking about Dogecoin because it's a worthy topic. But just something that is related within Benzinga Pro is I was surprised this morning. I was on our new scanner, and I saw this company, Liquid Media Group, YVR, pop up on our scanner, and it looks like it's coming down. It's come down 2 or 3% within the past few minutes, but it was up 8% on NFT news. So that's just something that is sort of related. And you could find this type of news in our news feed by searching for a keyword like NFT, for example. Or you can see that on the scanner, you're going to get those same headlines when you pull up that company. So, I was just surprised that there was still a company that was up 8% off of this NFT platform.
Well, okay, so a couple of things that we just covered there. Number one, we did use the new scanner to find this, and it was awesome. Just to catch our bearings here, I'm just sorting on percent change from the previous close, and I've applied 3 filters. Just want to make sure I'm looking at stock for the most part. I have a price up to 5, and I have a minimum volume threshold. One of the really cool things that you can do with this scanner that you couldn't then do with movers in the past. And I'm able to kind of filter and zone in on some things that I'm looking for. Don't forget, Jonathan, YVR, we actually had an exclusive when we were interviewing CEO on one of our programs here and caused this thing to pop. I don't think this is going to be the last crypto-related headline for this name, and I don't think this is going to be the last opportunity to play this name. So we'll see what happens.
Now, is it showing any peers on there? So I should have checked this earlier. But yeah, we do have some peers here as well. So that's always another thing that you can check. And someone was talking about Dolphin Entertainment in the chat. And there you'll see Dolphin Entertainment is on the list for those peer companies from YVR. So you can use these to possibly make some sympathy plays off of those types of news catalysts.
And I mean, Dolphin, look at the spike that we had midday, right? So huge technical volume run. Looks like even a volume expansion here, right? Looks like we set this high right around 840, snapped it on volume a few minutes later, and really kind of ran this thing up to 980. So definite potential day trade here. Keep an eye on these crypto names. I know it's 420, so you're going to have some weed headlines today, but keep your eye on crypto. I think crypto might sneak up on you.
And destroy that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and start your free trial if you haven't already at pro.benzinga.com.
And don't forget about our clean tech conference on Thursday, right? So if you're into clean tech companies, if you want to see some of the newer micro cap companies, check out that clean tech. There's gonna be a ton of great information in there. So
at bzsmallcap.com. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
See ya.
Take care.
Music is so official.
It's so official.
I gotta sit up straight and do everything. All right. Steve Krause normally joins us on Mondays, filling in for Brent Slava today, who is out of town. Steve, we should just probably talk Dogecoin. I don't know. Are people sick of the Doge? Maybe they're sick of the Doge.
Look at my name. I'm not sick of it.
You let the dog out? The Doge out?
You let the Doge out.
Yeah.
Guys,
right.
It's Doge Day. But you know what? It's actually
Day.
Doge Day and Apple Day. I love Apple Day. Apple Day is the most fun. But let's talk Doge a little bit. So yeah, where do you want to start?
I don't know. Do you own it?
Yeah. So this
yes,
is
yes.
Okay. So I don't.
Oh,
We did. My wife bought some during the GameStop craze around 6 or around 8 cents. And then it dropped back down. And me and my wisdom about a week ago, when it went up to 9 cents, told her to get out because it was a scam. And she sold it, and she said, "I'm going to keep $15." And I'm like, "No, you should just completely get out of it. It's a total scam." And I have not heard the end of it since. So that's my personal story with Dogecoin.
Steve's getting a divorce, but it's all good.
No, definitely not. But I'm my trading device is no longer valuable in this household.
All right, let's talk Apple here, because don't forget, we do have an Apple event today. Here's the news feed. We got a bunch of headlines out about what to expect from Apple, the spring loaded event at 1:00 today. Steve, what do you know about it?
So we know a few things. So one, the big highlight that people are going to be talking about is new iPads, right? New iPads are always good. iPads sell incredibly well. The last iPad Pro did really well. We don't really know exactly the extent of the new iPads they're going to announce. Probably some new minis, probably some, just updated versions of it, and along with that, probably an announcement of some sort of, iPad OS update. That's a very likely thing. The other thing is this tagging and tracking devices we've seen. We've seen a bunch of third-party applications and devices being leaked and announced ahead of this event. And, like the Tile, the company Tile, where you can, use Bluetooth and Wi-Fi tracking to track a digital device. Apple is now, going to have some sort of announcement with that, some sort of integrated announcement with their phones and their devices to track things in real time to find it. That's going to be interesting because, peripherals are always, the reason I love Apple events and I'm so excited about Apple Day is because there's not a single other company that when they make announcements like this can shift entire markets, can move whole industries. Yep. When they announced Apple Fitness Plus, Peloton dropped like a rock. Name another company that can name a subsidiary of a subsidiary new service and drop an entire stock. No, none other.
I mean, it happens sometimes with Facebook, but Facebook doesn't have anywhere near like every time Facebook announces Facebook is going to come up with a competitor to Tinder, or they're going to launch a competitor to Spotify, or whatever. That can move those stocks, but it's very brief. It's very brief, and those dips are almost always bought. Apple, is like that, but just on steroids.
Yeah.
Apple is not just liable to move their suppliers; they're liable to move anybody whose space they invade. Amazon too. Amazon and Apple are like,
Yeah, I was going to say Amazon is the other one where if Amazon announces, some sort of security device system or some sort of delivery system, yes, Amazon can move stuff. Those are the only two real big ones.
So Snap Crackle Pop is thinking along those lines as well. So like
that was yep.
I'm not so much watching for what Apple's going to do today. I'm watching for what everybody else is going to do based on what is Apple going to announce a plan for a car? We know they've been working on this for like a decade now or whatever.
Yep.
Very secretive.
Yeah, Snap Crackle Pop. That Spotify is definitely probably the number one stock I'm going to watch in terms of reactivity, right? So really, we for Benzinga Pro, if you really want to get real time coverage, we do an excellent job covering the Apple events. Just pull up a feed with a ticker AAPL, and we will be pumping out those headlines, banners. We'll have Charles on the Squawk. We'll be covering that stuff in real time. And Spotify is going to be definitely the number one I'm going to watch, because Spotify, maybe iHeart, maybe Siri, SIRI for Sirius XM, because Apple is announcing, that podcast premium subscription service. We don't really know the details of it, but, when Apple announced Apple Arcade, gaming stocks moved. And this definitely has the likelihood to move something like a Spotify.
Yeah, and I actually mentioned also that we're going to be restreaming the event right here on our YouTube channel.
Correct. Yeah, just benzinga.com/ or youtube.com/benzinga, and you'll be able to watch the event as well. And another one, so with those peripherals, some sort of Bluetooth supply company.
That's exactly where I was going to say. I was going to say, watch any wearables, right? So
yes,
like Sonos, right, or Here, right?
Yep.
Or I don't know, Garmin, right? Turtle Beach, I said. I don't know, like GoPro or Vuzix, right?
Yes,
or
exactly.
Even like a Vizio. We don't freaking know. We
don't really know. When at the Apple event I think it was the middle of last year when they announced, it was in the middle of COVID. I'm sorry, I'm seeing just a headline of the news desk. Okay, I'm not sorry. I don't know what that is.
That's all right.
So.
Easy. Wait. I'm seeing that too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little confused and don't understand that.
Wait. Okay. So the headline that I guess we can talk about this. Dow Jones reported. If you watched pre-market prep this morning, and you caught Jason's segment, we announced that Benzinga was investing in crypto. Dow Jones just reported that.
Gotcha. I think I missed the show this morning because I was on the news. So gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, I was just like, wait, hold on. I think I missed that. Okay, so excellent. That's awesome.
Well, also the news is made public this morning, but if you were paying attention to your Slack, it was in there last week.
Yeah. Look. I'm a busy. Look, I got a lot of. How many Slack channels do you have? I got like 400. Okay. So anyway, back to Apple. So in the middle of last year, there was an event where they announced the new generation of Apple Watches, right? And this is when, COVID was obviously raging last year, and the big sensor was, people wanted a pulse oximeter in order to test your blood oxygen level. And Apple announced, in their event that the new version of the Apple Watch was going to have one of these built in. And all of a sudden, this I can't remember the ticker. I wish I did, but this tiny microscopic OLED supplier went up 1,000%.
Yeah. There are a bunch of those things.
Yeah. So if you see, think about the suppliers of the suppliers with Apple, when it comes to Apple, I would look at Bluetooth. I would look at, like Spencer said, wearables. I would look at, peripherals, any sort of phone attachment and stuff. And, and anything that moves on iPads as well,
Yeah, any 5G thing. There are so many. I mean,
maybe even ADBE, Adobe, because they recently have gotten their all their programs onto
Maybe.
Apple devices, and so you never know. They might announce with the announcement of an iPad, we might see an Apple Pro or Apple Pencil too. Who knows? We don't exactly know, but watch the whole market with Apple.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's not so much what's Apple doing; it's what is everyone else doing as relates to Apple. Steve Krause, anything else on your radar today before I let you hop here? There's a bunch of news. Today's a fast market. I mean, we're down here, but there's a lot of news here.
Yeah, we had a bunch of earnings this morning, and obviously the one we're watching for tonight is Netflix. That seems to be the one that the market tends to be watching. The first of the fangs, and obviously, people tend to be a little quiet ahead of an Apple event. So, but yeah, no, we got a lot of news. We have Procter and Gamble reported today, and they're raising their prices. We have J&J reported earlier today.
Yeah.
Their vaccine added $100 million to their quarterly sales. And
right.
So yeah, lots of earnings. Just watch out for earnings. It is earnings season.
All right. Steve Krause is Benzinga's Newsmaster General. Steve, thanks a lot. You did a great job filling in for Brent Slava.
Always. I'm happy to be here.
All right.
Happy trading.
All right. I just want to talk overall market here for a second, guys. Right. So, yeah, look, we're down again. Right. Something that I want to point your attention to is just zoom out. You know what I mean? Like zoom the F out. Yeah, we're down again. We're down 0.2% in the S&P and the Nasdaq. The Russell's getting hit pretty hard. If you look at the IWM, getting hit pretty hard. But this is always the case, right? The Russell 2000 small caps are more volatile than large caps. That's the way it's been historically, right? They go up hard, they go up harder, they go down harder, right? But we are down pretty much across the board, right? In the major indexes, and this is normal. If you're asking why it's down, I don't know why. I'm not going to sit here and speculate on the reasons with you, but it's normal, right? It's normal. Like look at where we are as it pertains to all-time highs. Okay, let me just zoom out. We made a new all-time high last week on Friday. We made a new all-time high. All right. So everybody freaking out about the whole market being down. I would say one, chill. Okay, we're just off all-time highs. The second thing is, and if we can go back to Apple for a second, is we've talked about this, on pre-market prep for the last several months, is Apple did nothing, right? The large FANG stocks did nothing. Let me just show you what, Apple and Amazon, right, and Facebook, and all the stocks and Microsoft that carried us, right, for like 6 years, basically spent the last 6, 7, 8 months doing almost nothing here. This is going back to September. I just arbitrarily picked because, okay? So since September, look at the performance of the largest companies in the stock market, right? Not great. And yet, here we are at all-time highs. So, yeah, if you own growth, you're getting punched in the mouth. This has been the case for, I don't know, a month and a half now. If you own ARKK, that's my bogey for growth. Yeah. Market does not want that right now. If you hold this for a long-term investment, then hold it for a long-term investment. Get it off your screen. Don't look at your account, right? If you're in it for a trade, then you got to know that this is out of favor. All these growth stocks are out of favor. Every pop, every rip is an opportunity to sell. Fubo. Look at Fubo, guys. What a candle that was yesterday. What a gift that was if you own Fubo. Fubo went up 3% yesterday on a day when everything was down. That's a gift, right? So if you're underwater in these growth stocks and you want to get out, take opportunities when the market gives them to you. Fubo yesterday was an opportunity to sell. Okay. I own some growth, right? I own ARKW, right? Yeah, down. But I know why I own it. First off, it's like 3.5% of my overall portfolio. Second thing, I'm in it for the long term, so I'm not selling. And if this goes down to 80 or lower, so be it. I mean, I'm sure I have a stop loss out there of somewhere above that, probably around like, I don't know. I'm sure I have an order out there like 120 or something, but you know, I know why I own it. Okay, so if you're getting hammered in a growth stock, know that this is part of the game. I mean, if you own growth at any point in the last 12 months, you were rewarded handsomely. If you didn't take any money off the table, you learned a valuable lesson in that. Okay, growth goes up like an elevator, down like a faster elevator. Okay, so don't be freaking out. Yeah, we're down again in the overall market. Big whoop. We're at all-time highs. Find the relative strength. Find what's up and rotate into that. So, for example, today, utilities, right, is usually a defensive play. Utilities up today. All right. How about discretionary? What's that? XOY? Yeah. All right. So that's down today. What about what about like real estate? That's up today, right? Defensive. Look elsewhere. Find the relative strength and rotate into there if you're being tactical. And if you're in this for the long term, then all I can say is like stop freaking out. That's all I can say here. All right, it's 11:02. I got to go. SPAX Attack is up next. They're talking to the co-CEO of Vicarious Surgical. The ticker that is the SPAC that's merging with is DEH. That's the SPAC there. That'll be on SPAC Attack. Right now, I'm going to hop. Everyone, smash that like, leave a comment, tell us you like us, and I'm going to hop, and SPAC Attack is up now.